Hello, and welcome to this edition of the Louisville Branches program, Lift Every Voice. The NAACP is a civil rights organization engaged in fighting every day for equal rights economically, educationally, politically, and socially in this country. We in the Louisville community are actively engaged in a variety of activities, always seeking to enhance and advance our community, trying to find ways in which we can do things better, but also ensuring that we have the right to do those things better. One of the areas in which has been a major focus of the NAACP over the years has been education. The NAACP here in Louisville was involved in the early desegregation lawsuits, which led to the desegregation of schools in Jefferson County. It has been involved in reviewing student assignment plans and a variety of other things in our community. But one of the things that we want to be noted for, and which we're very, very proud of, and that we have been a sponsor of a scholarship program that has been going on for several years. And with the scholarship deadline now coming due very, very soon, we have back for this program a very special guest, and that is Dr. Barney Marshall. Dr. Marshall is chair of the Louisville Branch NAACP Scholarship Committee. Welcome, Dr. Marshall.
Thank you for having me. It's good to be here to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart.
Okay, so Dr. Marshall, as we know, the scholarship deadline is approaching, but first of all, let's talk about the various scholarship programs or scholarships that are available through the Louisville Branch NAACP.
Okay, glad to talk about that. Currently, we have 4 very active scholarships, beginning with the Salome C. Worthington Scholarship. We have the Levi Alexander Scholarship, and these were people who left money for the NAACP for education because they felt the importance of passing it along and increasing educational opportunities for young people. I know that Levi Alexander was not a highly educated man himself, but he felt the importance of education and left money for that to happen. We also have the McDonald's Owner-Operator Scholarship, and that's a scholarship that was established, I think, 11 or so years ago, and to date, they have contributed over $145,000 towards scholarships for young people interested in pursuing higher education. And then we have the Marshall Scholarship, which was established because of the number of Marshalls that are in education and because our love for what we do. So there's a scholarship there. The 2 scholarships, Salome C. Worthington and Levi Alexander, are standard scholarships left in wills. The McDonald's Scholarship is the one from the corporate world, and the Marshall Scholarship is the one that people donate to keep everything going with the scholarships. So that's the scholarships that we have available. Also, this year, the NAACP is going to start taking care of a scholarship that was left for graduate students, ones who are seeking their terminal degree in medicine, law, and religion. So this year, the local branch is handling that instead of the local branch and the bank. So those are the scholarship opportunities that are available, and they're easy to access, and we love being able to support our students who are seeking higher ed. I hope I answered your question, Ms. Burst.
You did, Bonnie. Tell us about what are the qualifications for the scholarship? What does a student need to do to qualify for?
In order to qualify, they must be a citizen of the United States, a citizen of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, and they must have a GPA for the 4 that I mentioned at first, a GPA of at least a 2.5. If they are graduate level students, which we always try to fund, in honesty, our undergrads first, but if they're are funds available. The grad students, we are expecting a 3.0 from them. That's pretty much it. They write an application, complete the application, submit their 1040 forms, an essay that explains how they will help or contribute to their community upon graduation or while receiving the scholarship, and a picture of themselves for our celebratory book. Pretty much that's it. And letters of recommendation. One from someone familiar with their academic abilities. So that was pretty much it. And we have two students who will talk about that in a little bit.
Okay, as we talk about the various scholarship program, you talked about the application, and the application deadline is coming up. Can you tell us when that application deadline is and how one may get the application?
Yes, the application deadline is June 15th. And we chose that date to make sure that we were able to get the last transcripts of the year from all students. The application, as I said, is very simple. You go on the web to lounaacp.org, and you complete it pops up immediately, and the application is completed. You upload everything. It comes to the scholarship committee. Actually, it comes to me and I distribute it to the scholarship committee, and from there it's a matter of assessing the application and making awards from the different scholarships.
So, as we talk about it, you mentioned really four different categories of scholarships. The Kaufman and the Levi Alexander, Sloan C. Worthington, I'm going to talk about, are funded by endowed funds provided by individuals. Kaufman and Kaufman, which we'll talk about a little bit later, is also an endowed fund, but also is the Marshall Scholarships, which is in honor of the Marshall family, who is a family of educators who believe in education, who value education, who every day fight for education. But in terms of funding that category of scholarship, tell me how that's funded.
Okay, that is funded through donations from the public. We have every year we send out a letter of request. We announce it at the meeting of the NAACP and hope that the members will spread the word. We have a reception for the students if COVID is not taking over our lives. And we just ask that people donate to the scholarship. We've been very, very fortunate for the number of people who believe in the scholarship. Every single penny that is donated goes to a student, a scholarship recipient. None of the funds that are donated are used for operation, materials, anything. Everything goes directly to a student. And you can make that donation by, and I think we have an address there, and on your check, if you will write on the line, pay to NAACP, but line at the bottom, if you will write Marshall Scholarship, we make sure that it gets to the right account when it comes to the NAACP. So it's very easy to donate. All of the money that you donate goes to the scholarship and to a student, and we send you a receipt notifying you that we've received it.
With that information, folks, ladies and gentlemen who are listening and watching this program today, we encourage you to make a contribution to the scholarship fund, and all contributions, however large or however small, are welcome, because when making those contributions, you impact our community in terms of what's taking place, giving young folks an opportunity for an education, which we know can be a ladder to the ladder of success in life and on to the road of legitimacy in our society. There's another scholarship, as you talked about earlier, that the NAACP is going to start administering solely this year itself, and that is the Kaufman and Kaufman, which is directed at graduate students. you talk more about that? Because in the past, even though we participated in it, the number of people of color or African Americans who have applied for the scholarship has been limited, and we like to encourage more to apply. You talk about that?
Yes, that scholarship is funded by a person who is a former counselor in the Louisville City Schools, Mrs. Kaufman. That scholarship, she wanted to make sure that people sought higher education and had an opportunity to do well. She outlined 3 areas for the scholarship. Those were medicine, and in medicine, we include dentistry and pharmacy, any form of medicine, law, and religion. Those terminal degrees are the ones that are being funded. In the past, we have not had many minorities, people of color who have applied. It looks like they're coming in this year because we went all out to contact our graduate schools to make sure that the money that this person left to enhance education for her community, that we did something to make sure that those were the people who were also available. Many will ask, do you limit your scholarships to Black people? No, we do not. We have given scholarships, awarded scholarships based on people who meet the criteria. The Kaufman Scholarship, the reason I mentioned that is because for a while there were few people applying, and we want to make sure that we open it up to our community. And we have so far made an impact this year, and let's just hope when we review that we have great candidates.
Well, that's fantastic. That in fact that we'll be able to administer that scholarship. No, all the things that we've been talking about to this point has been directed at making scholarships available to students. And at this point in our program, we're happy to have 2 students who have been scholarship recipients to join us. This is in fact a great opportunity because the proof is in the pudding in regards to what you do. So I would like to welcome Kyra Cunningham and Jamon Creighton, who are both scholarship recipients. Before they begin, Bonnie, is there anything you want to say about these 2 outstanding individuals before we have them talk?
These 2 outstanding individuals don't need an old lady to introduce them. They can talk about themselves and where they go to school, how the NAACP has supported you over your academic career. All of those good things, just to let the public see who you are and why we selected you as scholarship recipients. So the floor is yours.
I'll take it away first. So hello, everyone. My name is Kyra Cunningham, and currently I attend Hampton University. I'm studying finance with a minor in leadership studies. So the reason why I chose Hampton University as my school of choice is because of actually very, very, very many reasons. The first reason that I chose Hampton University was because my church, Burnett Avenue Baptist Church, they put on college tours every spring break for middle school and high school students. So during my middle school and high school years, every spring break, I was constantly being exposed to historically Black colleges and universities. So from those college tours, I knew that I needed to go to an HBCU, and an HBCU was for me. So after doing much research on which HBCU was right for me, I knew that Hampton University was a school for me. I went on about 2 tours to Hampton University, and the school, I just love the school. The school is surrounded by water on all 3 sides. The people, they are amazing. Hampton University is, I would say, it's a hub of Black excellence for me. Everywhere I go, all of my professors, they all want me to be there. They all push me to be great. And also the people that I've met. It's also showed me that, you know, there's diversity in the Black community as well. So that's something that I really liked about attending Hampton University. And after I graduate from Hampton University, I also plan on contributing back to the community, pouring back into the same community that poured into me. So I intend on spreading knowledge of financial literacy within the community. And when I say financial literacy, I mean budgeting, credit building, how to save your money, and things like that. Because I feel like that you're never too young and you're never too old to learn how to manage your money. And I feel like that's something that's very useful in the Black community today. And the scholarship has also allowed me to achieve two goals. It allowed me to achieve the first goal of being financially secure to go to school each year and return back each year and graduate on a traditional route in 4 years. And secondly, I've also had a community benefit from the scholarship. The scholarship has let me know that, there's an organization in the Louisville community that cares about me enough to invest in me and invest in my education so they can see me soar to new heights. And after that, the scholarship is very easy to apply to. It's not something that, it takes about 3 months or 2 months to actually complete. You can just, set a few days aside to actually just, work your way through the scholarship application and gather the materials that you need for the scholarship. After all, it is the summer. We have nothing else to do, so why not apply for the NAACP?
There you go.
Gary, that's fantastic.
And before I finish, I have one piece of advice. I have actually two pieces of advice for high school seniors. My first piece of advice is if you have a dream that may sound crazy to other people, it may sound insane, it may sound like you may not be ever achieve it. What I want you to do is write that dream down and then make a set of goals, of smaller goals that you can complete in order to actually achieve that big goal that you have. And my second piece of advice is that limits don't exist. Some people say the sky's the limit, but that's not true because limits do not exist. They're not real. They're just boundaries that some people put on themselves. And so when I say that, I want you to take any risk that you can, take any chance that you can, because you cannot grow without taking chances or taking different opportunities that you may not be comfortable with doing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bill Harvey would be absolutely thrilled. I'm going to send him this tape so he can see that, to see one of his students at work. Jamon, tell us about yourself.
So yes, that was a great message, Kyra. But yes, my name is Jamon Creighton, and I'm a junior now at Murray State University, where I major in construction management and architecture with a focus in architectural design. And the reason I picked Murray State was that originally I was planning on going to University of Kentucky for their full Masters of Architecture program. But after reviewing both programs, Murray State was ultimately the better choice because they have more hands-on experience. And I am currently a member of the General Contractors of America, of the Murray State's chapter. And we normally go on tours now that COVID's here. That's not happening as much as it used to, but it was a great experience, and I'm still excelling in all my classes. It's just a great time, and a lot of things that occur within the program. NAACP is a big support, and the one thing I wanted to do with my degree was eventually I wanted to come back to Louisville and renovate and flip homes in lower income neighborhoods, because I've spent my entire life just looking at all these different houses. I'm like, oh, this house is beautiful. Then I'm like, well, why is this house broken down? Well, with an architecture's degree, I can learn how to connect back with my community and just make homes more affordable and just revive the whole community feel. And that's one thing that the NAACP, the program itself, speaks. They just breathe community, and that's something that I took a lot of inspiration from, and I'm just so grateful for all the support. And the scholarship itself is really easy to apply, especially once you already become a recipient. Reapplying for the scholarship is just as simple as just updating some information.
My piece of advice that I have about the ease of the application and how to become a scholarship recipient is to actually put your best foot forward on this scholarship application, because as you know, there's a lot of other students that apply too. And so what you want to do is make yourself stand out as best that you can. And with that, you want to make sure that your essays are very good. You want to maybe have someone proofread over it so that it not only sounds good to yourself, but it sounds good to other people as well. And just make sure that you actually turn in all of their requirements and make sure that, it's online. So it's very easily accessible day or night. You don't have to worry about printing anything out, and all you have to do is just complete it online.
Yes, and something else that I would like to add to that is to never be afraid to ask for help. One way that I found out about the scholarship was actually from a former counselor that I had all the way back from my elementary school, Miss Annie Hagler. She was the person who introduced me to the NAACP scholarship program, and just having that networking in your backing, it just allows you to get recommendations, and it just eases the process.
And on top of that, we stay in contact with our recipients so that they know we care from freshman to senior year. I need to say that once you become a recipient, you become ours.
Which is absolutely fantastic in terms of the NAACP involvement, and it's being true to that part of its mission, which speaks about equal educational opportunity and making certain that students have an opportunity to survive. In the minutes we have left, you all, Jamon and Kyra, you both have talked about your experiences and what is there any other advice or things that you have learned that you think would be apropos to parents listening to this program as well as students listening to it in terms of educational opportunity, and in particular the NAACP scholarship program?
All I would have to say is just be involved. Just try to be involved as much as you can, because every little thing that you do counts for something. Something that I've always been told was that by my mom was that every bit of money counts and every single thing that you do matters. So no matter how small it is, it has an effect and it has an impact on your life. So just be involved.
Anything else, Kyra?
Jamon pretty much said it all, but I'll just comment one little piece more about the educational opportunity part. One thing I would say is if you have an opportunity to enhance or excel your education, do it. Take that opportunity, because you never know when you have that opportunity again. So I would just say really just take advantage of the educational opportunities that are in front of you right now.
Well, thank both of you for those words of support, words of encouragement for young people. We talked earlier in the program, what Bonnie and I did, about donations and contributions to the scholarship fund. And we have two perfect examples in front of us of what your contributions can mean and do in regards to the young people in our community by providing them opportunity. So again, I would encourage you, if you have not already, regardless of how large or small the contribution, we are available to receive that contribution. And the information was given to you earlier by Bonnie. I don't know whether we can pull that up again or not, but we'd like for you to know where you can send your contributions to have those have impact in terms of where we are. The NAACP is about taking care of business and doing things, and helping young people is a very, very important part of that. And we're able to help young people because we have volunteers like Bonnie Marshall who are willing to work tirelessly, endlessly to help make opportunities available to young people. So in closing, let me say thank you to all of our guests today, to our two students, to Jamon and Kyra. And of course, thank you to Bonnie Marshall for the work she's doing on our education committee. And we encourage you to continue to support your local branch NAACP by helping it to do all that it can. And when we all work together, we're able to lift every voice and have an impact. Thank you for watching this program.
I am the largest,
the oldest.
I am the baddest,
the boldest.
I am protecting our voting rights
and our environment.
I am ending racial profiling
and fighting HIV/AIDS.
I am advancing economic equality
and equality
for all.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am NAACP. Are you?
Take a stand at IamNAACP.org.